Hey guys, this is the first time I've ever done this before, and probably will look kind of weird, and I know the quality of this camera is not that great. It's my webcam, so if you've seen some of my earlier vlog videos and you notice that it's not as crisp and clean as my Sony camera or even my camera that I use for concerts, then you know why. It's my laptop camera, and it's probably a little dirty. I don't know. So this is an impromptu video, and this is the first time I'm doing this. I've never really used this option on this editing software, so maybe this is, I'll probably play around with it a little bit more for, I don't know, live streaming while I edit and stuff, which is a thing that, I offer you guys. I might do that as a test run to see how it goes, and if you like it, then, yeah. There was an announcement today that I kind of wanted to talk about. Hence this is a very impromptu kind of video, and I've never really done this before. But I feel like it's important to talk about since Anime Matsuri is on everyone's mind right now. Because it's a very controversial convention, and it's been controversial for quite some time. And I know I've always mentioned it as Matsuri FailCon, and this year I've called it Garbage Con, but I don't know, I might want to continue to call it Matsuri FailCon because, I don't know, my constant joke between me and my friends is calling each other garbage in a more affectionate way, so maybe I didn't want to call it that. But that's beside the point. There's a lot of things that I want to say about that convention, but most likely I will get to it at a later date. It's been mulling around my mind to talk about this convention, and it's just gotten progressively worse, and the receipts are just piling up of things that this convention, its chairs specifically, one specific man who I will not mention. So I won't delve into that in this video. No, I really wanted to focus on this one thing that I saw on my Facebook feed. This announcement that they put on their page. This is the Anime Matsuri Facebook page. If you follow my social media and stuff lately, if I do mention anything about this convention now, I don't really say the name of it, because I feel like it's kind of a trigger for people to start unfriending you and whatnot. It's kind of become like the election all over again. It's like, if you voted for Trump or you're a racist or something, I'm unfriending you. So at this point, it has gotten to, if you are going to this convention, that I'm unfriending you. Or, I understand if people want to unfriend their friends if they support, said man that's connected to this convention, but that's a whole other topic. So, ignore all these little notifications I'm getting. So this is Anime Matsuri's Facebook page. And I saw this announcement saying, celebrating The Shape of Water's 8 Oscar nominations and 4 wins, including Best Picture and Best Director. Anime Matsuri and Houston Pop Culture Expo present award-winning actor Doug Jones to Anime Matsuri 2018. So this really confuses me because, it's supposed to be an anime convention, or at least, a Japanese pop culture convention, because they include fashion and sometimes the music, even though I feel like music is like on the bottom of their list of things that this convention cares about, but I won't delve into that little rant any further than what I just said. But I feel like this year they're trying to be this all-inclusive type of convention by including very popular cartoon series like Steven Universe, and then including for a second year Overwatch, and now League of Legends, and having all of these like game tournaments and stuff. Like, if you've seen like the schedule so far on the app, I mean, if you're actually attending and you actually like still have the app on your phone, there's just a whole bunch of gaming tournaments or how-tos and stuff, and I don't know. So there was one comment I saw, because normally I avoid comments, but this time I was just like, sure, why not? And there was one that was saying that Anime Matsuri is jumping ship by having Doug Jones join the guest list. But I did not see on their website that he is listed as a guest. Ignore that. I was looking at Akon guests. Let's see. So I clicked on the link, and it sent me to this thing about on the blog saying The Shape of Waters, Doug Jones coming to Anime Matsuri 2018, which is just super odd to me. And also, I forgot to say at the beginning of the video, I'm sorry, I kind of look tired and blah. I mean, it's 11 at night, and I'm tired, and I've had kind of a not so great weekend past couple days. So anyway, so I kind of just scrolled through here in like disbelief, like they're seriously bringing Doug Jones to Anime Matsuri, which just confuses me. I mean, it's pretty awesome, I guess, if to meet someone who is, has delved in being a special effects actor. If you're not sure who he is, they mentioned that he's been Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. He was Pan from Pan's Labyrinth. Abe from Hellboy 1 and 2, which is a movie, or two movies I need to, rewatch, because I feel like I never saw the whole thing. But anyway, I just find that really weird. Like, you can somehow tie that into convention stuff, because people do delve into special effects and body paints and prosthetics and stuff now, because stuff is more accessible and a little less expensive to utilize nowadays. So yeah, I was just like, but is he really going to Anime Matsuri? And I mean, he's not in this guest list yet, but I don't know how long it takes for them to update their guest list, because I know a lot of the guests have dropped out, and then they've added some guests. Like, recently they added, Hibiki Yoshizaki, and let's see, I don't think Natsumi was on there at all. They put in Mari Takahashi, Hideki Nakayama, Shinosuke Hasegawa. Yeah, some of these, people, DJ Tsunomori, I've, never really heard of. But then again, I don't really follow a lot of voice actors, if any at all. I'm really bad about that. But seeing their credits, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I definitely have heard, their work. Like, Asami Sanada, didn't know who she was until, I saw this thing, oh, celebrate the anniversary of Digicharat. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that was one of the animes I, started with and even rewatched, and I still want to finish Digicharat, even though I think my best friend one of my best friends that introduced me to Digicharat said it's not that good, but I really don't care. I still enjoy it. Anyway, so yeah, he's not in this list yet, but I don't know if that like really means anything. So I checked out this Houston Pop Culture Expo page to see, like, well, maybe Houston Pop Culture is like some vendor or promoter or something that just has a table at the con and they're just promoting their own convention and saying, like, oh, well, Doug Jones is going to be at the Houston Pop Culture Expo. Come check them out at our convention. But it looks like it's a collaboration between Houston Pop Culture Expo and Anime Matsuri, which is strange. I wasn't sure until I did some digging, so yeah. So I'll show you what I did. So I kind of scrolled through this Facebook page for Houston Pop Culture Expo, which I've never heard of. And I see that announcement, and I saw this banner, and that's where I thought of the whole, oh, well, maybe, like I said, they just have a table at the con, and they're promoting their own convention, which happens, because, other conventions do promote at other conventions. A lot of the Texas conventions will be at, one event to, spread awareness, hey, you let's say, A-Con, then maybe you would like to travel to San Antonio for San Japan, or check out the Renaissance Festival, or something like that. So that's, not an uncommon thing, so I thought that's what this was, and so I read it, and it says the same thing, that it's going to be at Matsuri, and I kept scrolling down, and I see all these, I see all of these promotions for Anime Matsuri, which is really strange, especially among the controversy, and plus they've had an article in Houston Press, so yeah, seeing these Overwatch, League of Legends tourneys and stuff, and then yeah, just seeing a lot of promotional shares on their page just kind of confirms that it's oh, this is a collaboration between these two, but I have no idea who these people are, so I was well, let me check them out. So I went to their page. So this is their web page, and you can see this lovely huge banner that gets cut off, that it's this is it's just pretty much a collaboration, because it says that the Houston Pop Culture 2018 Expo schedule is for the 30th through the 1st, which is the dates of Anime Matsuri. Well, really, according to Matsuri's website, the con is actually from the 29th through the 1st, which honestly doesn't make sense, because I'm you're not a 4-day con, really. It's just really, Thursday is kind of a day zero in a way, or even a half day, because all the stuff's in the evening. Go get your badge, and I think there's I don't know, a ball or something, which has kind of been the new thing for conventions, which is on their Thursdays they have a masquerade ball or something. I'm gonna double check the schedule to see what's happening on Thursday, but I think that's it. Yeah, I just find it weird that they're oh, we're doing something, our conventions from the 29th to the 1st. So I also find it annoying how inconsistent their dates are too. So yeah, so it looks on their schedule that Thursday they're having the Evangelion exhibit in store, of course registration from 10 to 8, and then they got an Overwatch party and Moon Castle official Sailor Moon formal party. So yeah, so all that stuff's in the evening, except for the exhibit, that's from noon to 7. But I don't really count that as I don't know. They're really reaching, and they got a lot going on, and I don't get it. So, like, majority of this stuff is your typical Friday through Sunday type of thing. So I guess it makes sense that, like, this Houston Pop Culture Expo thing is, like, doing stuff, like, on the actual full days, not the half days, because I'm sure they have to, like, do setup and whatnot, like most vendors and whatnot. But, right now it says 3-day schedule to be announced. So I guess they got a couple weeks to go before we get an actual schedule. I'm just pulling up a calendar. Yeah, so they got a couple weeks to get together. I don't know. I just find that weird that I mean, their name is Houston Pop Culture 2018 Expo, and you would think, like, I mean, looking at it for me for the first time, who's never heard of this, is like, so there's a convention happening the same weekend as Matsuri in the same exact place. Which is possible because George R. Brown is a huge convention center, and I had to look up recently because I'm meeting up with a friend there, that it's, I think, according to Google, because I asked what is the largest convention in Houston, apparently that's the largest one. So it's possible that 2 conventions could have been going on at the same time, because there have been times where Matsuri would be going on and they'd be having a robotics competition or a gun show or, I don't know, some sort of science competition. So, I mean, there's a possibility. So, anyway, so far they have these 2 guests. I already mentioned Doug Jones, and this is Davy Jones. Pretty sure no relation. So I just find that super interesting. Then I was like, well, I don't know anything about Houston Pop Culture Expo. So I clicked their FAQ to, like, learn about them, and gonna load's a little bit slow, sorry. Well, if the FAQ ever loads, there's, like, nothing there. There it is. Yeah, right now it just says coming soon. So, they do have their staff posted, because I did click this. So, they do have a description about it, like what they are, what they do, and then they have pictures of the team and what they do, but I don't know. So, and I don't think they have any events listed either. Yeah. They just have exhibit hall hours. And that's pretty much it. So, I feel like I'm just interpreting this announcement of this collaboration with Houston Pop Culture Expo and the announcement of Doug Jones being part of the guest, as I will agree with one of the comments I saw in the the stream of comments of the announcement on Matsuri's Facebook page, that they're kind of jumping ship here. They're really reaching for attendees because so many guests have dropped out. That's how I'm interpreting it. One person complained about that they didn't like this announcement because they miss conventions that focus on anime, and there was like an argument between that person and another person saying that, I don't understand what you want, like, I think this is a good thing, but what they really want is a convention that offers anime-centric things. If you have anime in your name and that's what your focus is, and there's barely any anime at your anime convention, there's a problem. So I totally understand what they mean, and they were also the reason why I was like checking out Akon's guest list again, because they were saying something about, oh, I didn't say that Akon is leading the pack when it comes to giving anime content to its fans, and in fact that Anime Fest actually is, but I've never been to Anime Fest, so I can't really comment. I have been to Akon many a times, and honestly, I mean, what I get anime-wise, I think, is enough. Granted, I don't think they do get a lot of international guests or whatever, but I did find it hilarious that that same person that was complaining about lack of anime content thought they could, like, drop some of their cosplay guests. They didn't say it like that, they said it in a meaner way, to, bring these iconic anime creators over that are in their like 70s and 80s or whatever. In defense, the other person said, oh, well, where is that man that is causing the controversy of the convention gonna find all this money to afford just to fly over such and such guests from Japan and pay for their hotel fees and food and travel, blah blah blah. And in my mind, I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because I'm sure you have to, like, help pay for this really, I don't know, this legendary Hollywood person who is part of an Oscar-winning, Oscar-nominated movies and legacy and stuff, and Hollywood actors are expensive. Like, look at, like, Dragon Con and San Diego Comic-Con, where they all have all these, like, high-profile guests, and then the tickets are, like, so expensive, and that you have to pay an extra fee to meet said actor, and it's usually about $50-$60, and sometimes even more than that, sometimes $90 to $100. So, I don't know. I think that he could afford it. Just saying. But, that's a whole nother problem, but I just wanted to talk about the announcement of Doug Jones being at Monterey, and how I think that's, like, super weird and doesn't fit whatsoever. But okay. Whatever. That's all I wanted to talk about, and I'd like to thank you for, like, listening to me rant. And maybe I'll do another, like, impromptu video like this, unedited. And, just want to say, I guess, good night and good morning to everybody. And take care.